thinks that you're the nice guy buying all the drinks, but that's just one side. Little does she know when you go home with your arm around her, when she's asleep you hit up my phone. Does she know I could screenshot all our texts and post them on the internet? Your mom and I are still best friends. You're lucky I hate drama and don't do things out of spite. Keep my cards close to my chest, I take the high road every time. Oh, damned if I don't, damned if I do. Maybe I'll tell on you. How do you get sleep when she lies next to you? Your head's with me, I hope she cuts you loose, 'cause wandering eyes always add up, and before you know it, you're not the only one. You're lucky I hate drama and don't do things out of spite. Keep my cards close to my chest, I take the high road every time. Oh, damned if I don't, damned if I do. Maybe I'll tell on you. I could screenshot all our texts, post them on the internet. I could take her out to lunch and tell her why we had to end. Key your car, smashed your guitar. That's not even the best part. This won't happen again. You're lucky I hate drama, don't do things out of spite. Keep my cards close to my chest, I take the high road every time. You're lucky I hate drama, don't do things out of spite. Keep my cards close to my chest, I take the high road every time. Oh, damned if I don't, damned if I do. Maybe I'll tell on you.
Welcome to Live from the Space at 100 Taylor with Zoe Clark. Zoe.
Hi.
So I've become such a fan because honestly, I think you're a trailblazer in the Nashville indie pop scene.
Thank you.
And the Nashville indie pop scene is a thing, right?
Yeah. I feel like so many more pop artists are in Nashville, and it's become such a hub because songwriting, Nashville is to me at least, the songwriting space of it all. And I'm so lyric driven. So I feel like so many artists are realizing just how important lyrics are and are coming to Nashville.
Yeah, but you bring a fun along with the sonic landscape of it all that I think makes you really unique. So.
Yeah, no, I try to, for me, I want to write songs that are honest to me, but also kind of relate to other people. And so I really kind of say whatever I want to say in my songs and really take that time to kind of make someone happy or make someone feel something in those 3 minutes.
And that's what music is all about, right?
Yeah.
Because this song that you just played reminds me of Carrie Underwood's, right?
Really?
When she grabs the baseball bat and and it's almost things that you're not gonna do.
Oh, exactly.
But you fantasize about it.
But you fantasize about it, and it's that song at least was so fun to write. I actually wrote it in LA, and it was just so fun because we could just be so over the top.
Right.
It's we're not going to do any of these things because we're great people, but we can think about it.
Right, and that's fun and therapeutic,
and that's
right?
Therapeutic, yeah. And we were just we were throwing so many lines in there and just trying to be as over the top as humanly possible. And I think that's the reason why people like the song is because it's so fun and it's so
we all
dramatic.
have that little devil, Keebler elf that wants is what if you were an asshole? You know what I mean? So
it's I could do these things. Right. I won't,
right.
but I could.
But you could.
You should know that.
I know. And the video, by the way, is so great.
Thank
you did it with, KK, a friend of the show, is in there. How fun was it to make those kind of videos? It looks like you had a ball.
That video was so fun because I actually had two of my best friends in it. I had KK,
Yeah.
and then I had my friend Sam Backoff, who also wrote a bunch of the songs on my EP with me.
Yeah.
And
The one that's coming out.
the one that's coming
earlier.
out
Yeah.
in June. And it was so fun just because when you have your friends on set, it brings a lightness and like a fun energy
Yeah.
to, you know, to the music video, and doing it with your friends, it just makes it.
I mean, when you
better.
put like the people gotta see it. When you put the binoculars and you're like in the plants and all that, it's too much.
It was so fun, and thinking about that music video was so fun because I could be so over the whole point of it is just to be so over the top. And again, the song is like, these are all the things I could do, but I won't do, but I could. And so the song's dramatic, and so I was like, how can I make the music video even more dramatic and fun? And yeah, the binoculars and the voodoo doll, and it's really fun.
I know. And you're like a full artist in every way, Zoe. And, you know, just checking out your own research, you know, you grew up in Connecticut. You were an actress, right? you were like Oliver and the whole 9 yards. Like, that's fun.
Yeah,
you know?
I was a musical theater child.
Uh-huh.
That's honestly how I got into music, because that was kind of all I knew. I was put in musicals in like kindergarten, and I would sing, and I'd be just like, oh my gosh, singing, like this is everything that I want to do. And so I did musical theater my entire life up until, you know, I would say like 13 or 14, or even in high school, I did the musicals because it was one of the things that like my school had that I was able to sing and really showcase my creative side.
Right.
And yeah, I fell in love with singing.
Through the acting.
Through the acting, yeah, and I love acting, but not a lot of people know that. So
no, but that's great. Okay, so you started basically as an actress, and then like you're like, I like this part. I like this part of it.
Yeah, and then I found songwriting, and I was like, well, I was like, can you do this with your life? Like write songs, and I started writing songs at 12.
I know, and you've been like so focused like since then. I mean, you were playing like the Bowery in New York from like a literally child. There's flyers of you like a baby face.
Yeah,
like Songwriters Wrong with Baby Zoe. It's like
it was after school, and after school my mom picked me up, and I had my clothes in the back of the trunk of the car, and we drove into the city. Yeah, and I played and changed in the bathroom of like
your focus was
venue.
like 100%.
Yeah, it was always for me. I did everything I could to, create kind of my niche of who I want to be as an artist. And so I only lived like 30 to 40 minutes away from the city.
Yeah, Greenwich.
So I did everything I could music-wise. I took my voice lessons there. I did like master classes there. I did like the NYU songwriting master classes there.
Yeah.
I performed there. Everything I could I did in the city. And so when I was, not in school and doing anything like that, I was always in the city singing, doing something, trying to kind of take, elevate my career and elevate who I am as an artist, and find that too at a young age when I'm trying to figure out who I want to be.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Some people spend their whole lives without ever finding that out, but you got it from early on.
Yeah.
And when did you have that breakthrough that Nashville was the place? Because you could have very well stayed in New York, could have gone to LA, could have other avenues. Why Nashville?
I was always attracted to Nashville, and I actually went to Belmont University.
That's right.
And my college counselor actually was like, have you heard of Belmont? And I was like, oh, I was like, no. And she was like, there's this incredible songwriting program, because I was going to school and I was applying to all of this, like all the songwriting programs, all the music programs, trying to find the right fit. Yeah. And when I heard about Belmont and the commercial songwriting, where we're on Music Row and we're writing with incredible songwriters that are still doing it to this day, right? And are teaching you and ripping your songs apart, but in the best way. And
was that a little surprising, in the sense that you were awesome in New York? I always wonder about this, when you're like the king of your small town, and then you come to Belmont and it's like, oh, such and such is my classmate, and the teacher has got 10 Grammys, and that kind of thing.
It's scary. It was definitely intimidating. I remember my first songwriting class, there was 20 of us in a circle in this room, and our songwriting teacher came in with, I think it was like someone that worked at Disney also came in with him, and he was like, say your name, how old you are, and then sing us a song. And so we never talked to the professor. We never talked to any of the kids. It was our first class, and I had to be like, hi, I'm Zoe. I'm 18, and this is my song. And literally just had to get up there and sing in front of, everyone and hear the incredible talent that comes out of those Belmont rooms. It's incredible.
I love it. But like, you know, I'm sure you've improved so much just by default.
Oh yeah. I mean, I feel like I found who I am as a songwriter in those songwriting classes. I feel like I realized what I wanted to say and how I wanted to say it. And I, you know, all of my peers and everyone in my class, we would all co-write together. So like when we weren't in class, we were like, let's write, let's do this. Or, you know, I'm playing a show at Belcourt Taps, used to be like an incredible writers round.
R.I.P. Yeah.
I like played since freshman year, and then I played their last show when I was a senior, and it was like such a full circle moment because I loved Belcourt. And so we would just constantly be trying to find places to perform and little writers rounds, and then you're constantly co-writing with people, and it's just like my life was full on music. Yeah.
You know, and one of the things I love about your songwriting, Zoe, is that even though it's spunky and it's fun and it's charming, there's a lot of depth to it. It actually, like, if you go deep, it actually like hits pretty heavy to all of us, not just to you. You know, one of your songs that you did, I think from 2021, it talks about the difficulty of making connections nowadays, you know, and especially like with dating and all that stuff. And I think that's something that we can all kind of relate.
Yeah.
Why do you think that that is like such a problem now, Zoe? Like just making a deep connection with someone?
Because I could go on and on about that. I don't know. I think there's, you know, with all the dating apps and everything that's going on, I wrote that song because I was, you know, walking into the studio and I was just like, this is so frustrating. There's like all these dating apps and no one wants to actually like have a conversation. And I'm such a relationships person. Like I just want to get to know someone and sit down and like, even if it's like on a friend level, anything, meeting anyone at a party at any place. I'm like, hi, I want to connect with you. Yeah. And I just feel like, I just felt at that time that everyone, like, people are so available. Like, you can open your phone right now and swipe right and swipe left on people without even getting to know who they really are. Yeah. And I was just I was so over it. I was like, I just want to like, I just want to meet someone in a cool way, not on the phone, not on a dating app. Right. And I want to actually like get to know them. And we wrote that song because I was just so frustrated at that time. And my friends weren't, you know, all these songs too are conversations that I have with my friends where we're on my living room, just like watching TV and we're just like talking about
just venting or whatever.
And venting. And I was like,
boys or whatever.
I was like, why haven't I written about this? Because I think it could be so fun. And when you put like an upbeat kind of pop melody to it, it just kind of worked, and I loved it. And it was a really fun like summer song that I wanted to release.
Yeah, it's great. By the way, Zoe, how does that work? Like, and I mean this because I'm not an artist. Like, if you sit down in a songwriting session and you're just pissed because whatever person on the dating app ghosted you, I don't know, whatever, and you sit down, like, how does that start? Like, because I wouldn't, like, like, how do you say I want to write about this? Like, where does that start? How does that start?
Well, usually, I mean, I'm pretty open in any kind of writing room that I get thrown in. I know that when I walk in, I'm like, they're going to know everything about my life. I'm going to like lay it out all on the line because I feel like that's how you get a good song. For me, at least, I'm like, I want it to be so honest and so vulnerable. And in any way, whether it's an upbeat song or a slow song. And I go in and, you know, I usually have, I have tons of ideas in my phone and I'm constantly coming up with different lyrics or different melodies. And I'll usually go into a room and either something's really kind of hitting me hard and I'm like, I really want to write about this, or I'll have certain kind of lyrics and ideas and I'll, you know, walk in and, you know, a lot of the times it's people that I write with on the regular that I love, but new people as well, especially when I go to LA and I write. And I just vent about my life and I'm like,
it's like therapy.
It literally is therapy. I'm like, this is a judgment-free zone. Here we go. And at first it was weird because I was like, oh, like random strangers knowing everything about me. But now it's like, it's just so, I don't know. I'm just like, it's very freeing. It's literally therapy, right? Music is therapy to me. So I go in and I don't hold anything back.
I love it. I love it, Zoe. I've also noticed, Zoe, that your voice is getting cooler as the records keep getting like modern. I feel like it's getting more mature, like kind of like grabs you like more 360 degrees. Is that like an accurate observation? Like, is that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think as I kind of grow as an artist and grow into who I want to be and also age and mature and sing all the time, I think your voice can change with it, and I love playing around with different melodies or singing certain phrases different ways and kind of experimenting and with different sounds, and I think that comes across.
It does.
In my music, so I'm glad you noticed.
Well, yeah. Zoe, and you're being so good with your time, and I think you're going to play another song for us. Thank you. But I wanted to ask you also, you know, you've been in this journey now since you were a child. Mm-hmm. How have your priorities changed? Because, I mean, maybe, you know, there comes a time with maybe, you know, judgment-free zone, like maybe you just wanted to be famous. Maybe now you want to make a record that changes people's lives. Maybe you just want to say something. Like, how has your outlook on like the why, on like your why as an artist changed and developed?
Honestly, my outlook, I feel like for me has always kind of stayed the same. I think from a young age, when I hear a song for the first time on the radio, on Spotify, on Apple Music, I don't even hear the melody first. I hone in on the lyrics. And once I kind of relate to the lyrics or I get an idea of what the song's about, then I'll literally re-listen again and hear the melody behind it. I'm such a lyrics person, and growing up, music was my therapy. Like, there are certain songs that I would listen to that I'm like, how do they know? Like, I feel like they wrote it just for me.
Yeah.
And so coming from that side of it and how powerful, you know, music can be and how it helped me through heartbreak and, you know, incredible times with my friends to really dark times in my life, music has always been there.
Yeah.
And for me as a songwriter, my goal has always been to be as vulnerable and honest as possible, because I want to be someone that can help someone in their life, and I want to be someone that they can relate to, and someone that, you know, they have all these emotions in their heads, and I can sing it and put it on paper for them. And if I can do that for someone for, you know, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, that's like everything that I want to do. And so from the beginning, that was kind of one of the things that I was like, this is why I want to be a musician. This is why I want to be a songwriter, is I want to help other people, you know, because music has saved me in so many ways.
Absolutely. And I think that is kind of like your unique light. And it's the fact that, like, you know, you remind me of, like, I don't know what Gwen Stefani was in the late 90s, which is like a great trailblazing artist, but that's someone that's speaking like to a generation that hadn't been said before. And I think that's like, besides your incredible talent and the production, that is what makes you unique, and that's why you're succeeding, and that's why you're going to continue to kick ass. I think that's what makes you really special, Zoe.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Absolutely. But yeah, if you don't mind taking us away with a song.
Yeah, I would love that.
Would be honored.
I would love that.
Thank you. What are you going to play for us?
This song is actually off my EP that's coming out June 2nd, and it's called What's Wrong With Me. It's one of my slower songs and my more vulnerable, one of my more vulnerable songs that kind of feel it, you know, we wrote it where I can't even describe it. It just felt like I was writing all my thoughts out on paper, and we literally just put each thought in the right order for this song. And it's one of my favorites.
Awesome. Can't wait.
Yeah. I don't have a broken heart, 'cause I won't let anyone get that far. I'm not even emotionally scarred, 'cause no one's been strong enough to break my walls down. Maybe I messed up in a past life and I'm paying for it now. 'Cause I think I've never felt love and I'm scared I'll never find out. I just wanna be happy, I keep getting in my own way, but my mind won't let me, 'cause I'd rather be lonely and play it safe. Here I go again, turning away all the best men, telling them we're better off as friends. What's wrong with me? I'll push you away the second you get too close. It's probably 'cause I can't believe you would love me for me when I don't wanna walk out before you get a chance to leave. 'Cause if I stay, I'm scared you'll see what's wrong with me. Call me irrational, just trying to be vocal and talk about it. I'm really good at lonely, push down my feelings, keep dancing around it. I won't let him open the door, I can do it myself. But God, it would be so nice if I could just let someone help. What's wrong with me? I'll push you away the second you get too close. It's probably 'cause I can't believe you would love me for me when I don't wanna walk wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Here I go again, self-sabotaging. I don't see the end before it even begins. Making same excuses, don't know why I do it. Maybe someday I'll get out of my own head. What's wrong with me? I'll push you away the second you get too close. It's probably 'cause I can't believe you would love me for me when I don't know walk out before you get a chance to leave. 'Cause if I stay, I'm scared you'll see what's wrong with me. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me?
Unbelievable. My chills have chills, guys. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so
Zoe.
much for having me.
Appreciate it.